60-plus years ago, life as a 12-year-old was vastly different than that of our budding teenage grandchildren today. Rosie, the robotic housekeeper on the Jetsons, is now a reality. We've gone from dreaming of the first space launch to commercial space travel. Computers, at one time the size of your house, can now fit into the palm of your hand. You and your grandchildren are from different generations. With our differences in musical tastes, technology, formative events, pop culture, and fashion, one could even say we are from different worlds. In the olden days, we might sit tight in our position as elder of the family and expect that our grandchildren would come to us. Imagine the magic, however, if we open ourselves to new experiences and consciously try to understand our grandchildren's world and invite them to enter ours. That's the sweet spot where two worlds meet. The power of bridging the generations and entering each other's world is palpable in this letter from Daniel about his granny.
Travels with Granny. They say you never really know a person until you've traveled with them. Well, I'm here to say that this is true, even when that person is your granny. In 2011, Granny asked me to be her travel companion on a 12-day river cruise from Moscow to St. Petersburg. It didn't take me long to say yes. Travels with Granny turned out to be an experience, all right, and the fascinating history of Russia with its beautiful vistas and landmarks was only part of it. While the 250 fellow passengers were mostly an older crowd, Granny was actually the oldest person on the ship, and I was the youngest by far. We were definitely the odd couple, sitting next to each other on every bus ride and at every meal, at the circus and at the ballet, and walking the cobblestoned streets with Granny's arm firmly clenching mine. And everybody had something to say about our relationship, from, "I hope when my granddaughter is old enough we'll travel together like the two of you," to, "My rotten grandson would never go on a cruise with me. He won't even go to a movie with me." Of course, we had our moments. Granny routinely accosted people and asked them to take our picture in front of every landmark in Russia. But our travels brought Granny and me closer than ever and created wonderful memories. And thanks to her, I've got photographs of every single one of them. Daniel Negrin, 26, Livingston, New Jersey.
In my case, it was my granddaughter Catherine who unknowingly made the first overture for me to enter her world. Here's what I call my not-so-quiet wake-up call. I was visiting my daughter Ellen and her family, and I volunteered to pick up her younger daughter Catherine, then 13, at the end of her school day. "So, how was school?" I asked, by rote. This time, Catherine refused to give me a rote answer. She deposited her backpack onto the ground and resolutely folded her arms. "Grandpa," she said sharply, "I'm more than just a student, you know." Of course I knew. But did I really know? I knew that Catherine's world went beyond the academic subjects scribbled on her binder covers, and beyond the soccer games I'd inquire about diligently. She had a rich, deepening life of the mind, full of dreams and convictions, doubts and fears. And now she was inviting me to enter her world through a small window that might soon close. So I gave the only response I could. "Thank you, Catherine. I want to know more about you, and I want you to know more about me." Standard queries, preachy advice, a check in the mail for birthdays and holidays. These weren't the tickets for admission into Catherine's world. "I'm more than just a student, Grandpa." It was, on the face of it, a gentle nudge. The words of a young teen who, even though she was grumpy after a tiring day, cared enough to try to tell me something. It hit its mark like a laser. Catherine then fell into silence, but my inner voice was shouting loud and clear. I didn't know her ideas about life, what music she liked, who her friends were, or how she felt about becoming a teenager. I knew it was time to act. But how?